Hello friends, as we know, UK's beloved Queen Elizabeth II has peacefully left this world. So, in honor of her, let us dedicate this episode to her life and witness the story of Queen Elizabeth II. Zoom in. On the 21st of April 1926, at 17 Bruton Street in London, England, the Duke and Duchess of York celebrated the birth of their first daughter, Elizabeth Alexandra Mary. At the time, her grandfather, King George V, was King of the United Kingdom, and her father, Albert, was the Duke of York, which automatically made young Elizabeth a princess. But despite all the luxuries, the Duke lived quite a simple life and taught the growing princess the value of money and gave her only 5 pence a week as pocket money. The values and education imparted to her helped her to live a mature and grounded life, as she was never expected to be a queen because her father was the second son of King George V. But everything changed for Elizabeth in 1936 with the passing away of her beloved grandfather, King George V, which made her uncle Edward the next king. But to everyone's surprise, her uncle surrendered the crown and her father became the new king of the British Empire. As a result, the 10-year-old Elizabeth became next in line for the throne. Then, as time passed by, Elizabeth began training for her duties and also studied history, languages, and music at home with her younger sister, Margaret Rose. Everything was going well for the royal family, but then World War II broke out in 1939. And after a year, Buckingham Palace was bombed by the Nazis. So Elizabeth, along with her sister, was asked to take shelter at Windsor Castle. And as the hard time passed by, seeing many people suffer due to the war, the teen princess felt a keen sense of duty and asked for permission to join the army. But the royal family couldn't allow the heir to the throne to be put in danger, so they refused. Despite this, the determined princess didn't take no for an answer and kept pushing to serve her people. Seeing her will and commitment, the royal family had no choice but to give her permission to join the service. After she turned 18 in 1945, she joined the Women's Auxiliary Territorial Service, ATS, and trained for 6 weeks as an auto mechanic, despite all the dangers surrounding it. After a few years, on February 6, 1952, she suffered another major setback due to the passing away of her father. But regardless of the saddening situation, Elizabeth took over her duties and became Queen Elizabeth II. Then on June 2, 1953, her crowning ceremony took place, making her the official Queen of the British Empire. Taking care of this vast empire in post-World War era wasn't a luxury, as there was a lot of turmoil around the globe. But the great Queen Elizabeth II's calmness brought a sense of stability to her nation, and she even helped many former colonies to achieve sovereignty in the most peaceful way. Due to her efforts and service to her people, she became the longest reigning monarch in British history in September 2015. Sadly, after a few years, on 8th September 2022, Queen Elizabeth II took her last breath at Balmoral Castle in Scotland. but she will always remain in every Britisher's heart as their beloved queen. Trivia time! Did you know, growing up, Elizabeth went by the nickname Lilibet. Also, she was the only person in the UK allowed to drive without a license. Hope the Queen's life taught you something new today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out.